Welcome everybody, Jamison C. Montgomery here. I am spending some more time on our group here. I got a good response, some good emails. I got an email stating that this is a great idea. This is very helpful to see kind of what everybody's discussing, and I could touch on it as well as far as comments that you guys are leaving. I actually will even probably leave the group on here and kind of go through other groups and see what some of the messages are on there and address those as well. So I just wanted to just pop in again and just let you guys know that I see these messages. I see what everyone's dealing with, and so I just wanted to let everyone know of that. I just posted a great video about bringing awareness. I hope you guys check it out. It's on the Jaye Wellness Studio YouTube channel, and I think it'll be a very good opportunity for us to get our voices out there. So I think we covered, let's see, I wanted to go through and kind of address, I showed on the last video some messages, but I didn't really get a chance to touch in on some of the messages for everyone, and it's going to be hard doing that, but I wanted to just kind of go through some of these messages and kind of address some of these here that I didn't get a chance to really do before. And you guys are great with helping. I see that there's comments here of others leaving their feedback on how to help other people feel better, and that's really awesome. So guys, I really thank you for doing that. But I want to start, I think I'm going to start at the bottom, work my way up. So Catherine left on here. ENT consultant told her issues are not Eustachian tube dysfunction. No other explanation. And I'm just going to kind of paraphrase a little bit, guys. I'm going to not read it word for word. I'm just going to kind of skim through some of the highlight points. Maneuver, Valsalva maneuver, it directly affects, changes my symptoms of discomfort. When the tube is opened by the maneuver, I feel slight relief from the constant discomfort, stickiness, and what feels like inflammation. Okay, Catherine, so let me touch on a little bit of this here. And I know this might be a little hard for you guys to all read on your point of view. I can also possibly zoom in on it too as well, but I do want to discuss that as well. So there is a major, there's a major uproar about Valsalva maneuver when it comes to providers and physicians. I don't know the exact percentage, but I will say a lot of people, a lot of physicians, a lot of specialists say that it's okay to do it. Some say don't do it. So I will say it's divided 50-50. You're going to hear both sides. And so my personal take on it, I will say, because I can't speak for anyone else, but for my personal take, I will say the Valsalva maneuver has helped me. It helped me get over my condition. I mean, when I say helped, it gave me slight relief. It gave me temporary relief. And so it was hard to really say that that's what helped, get rid of this problem for me, but it gave me relief when I would have those congestive, those moments where it would just, you could feel it just filling up with pressure, your Eustachian tube. So again, Catherine also states that, he saw nothing on the camera. Tried to explain that it's the tube where the discomfort is, not right at the entrance. Anyways, I'm now left with no answers and no advice. So Catherine, you are like most of us on here right now. The physicians are overwhelmed, it seems like, because there are so many things that we're telling the physicians, and I know that a lot of times because of the amount of patients they're seeing, I know there's circumstances that I don't know about particularly as well, what they're going through, but I'm speaking from our point of view. I'm speaking from the patient's point of view, the member's point of view. We have to, this has to be dug into more. And I'm highlighting, Catherine, this message because this is where the problem is right here. The camera goes up the nose. There may be slight inflammation, there may be some swelling going on, but then it's removed, and it's like, okay, here's the medication to take. And this is not helping the problem. And this is the problem with this condition, is that it's going on and on and on and on, and no one's really getting relief. You're paying, but you're not getting relief. And so I just want you to know personally that is the problem with modern day medicine and the way things are going. There's a number of reasons of why, but I won't get into all of those details. But I will say you're going to have to just be your own provider most of the time, and then take the knowledge that they have, because they do know more than we do on a physical standpoint as far as the structure, but we need to take into account what we feel, which they don't know that, and ourselves, our habits, our things that we do. So we have to be our own provider to be able to figure out this condition, and I'm going to keep stressing on that. So Lisa says she needs help today. She woke up with ear pain. Now, some of these are going to be old, and I apologize, guys. Some of these are old messages that are coming that I'm noticing on here now. So I do apologize with going into these late, but I do want to address these individually. So let's see. They said take Advil, but it's so uncomfortable. Is this normal? I don't see my ENT till the 28th of this month. Okay, so yeah, I think I talked to you on a private message somewhere, Lisa, about this. Yeah, definitely. If you're feeling any pain, we want to see. That's the tricky part, is because we want to make sure it's not a eardrum rupture. We want to make sure that it's not something related, relative to the condition of ETD. And that's what makes this condition harder, is because there's so many different aspects that it could be. And we don't want to necessarily assume that it's something that maybe... I don't want to say, hey, this is what this is what you shouldn't wear. The best thing to do is, go see a specialist. And this is why I say this right here. It's going to sound like it's a contradiction, but I'm going to explain why it's the best thing. You're going to take their expertise. You're going to take their good bill of health. And then once you get that good bill of health, and when I mean good bill of health, they're going to examine to make sure that there isn't anything severely wrong with your ear. And then from there, once you get your good bill of health and you get the confidence to know at least this isn't severe, because the doctor would have notated or detected something real severe. And then from there, you have to dig in deep for yourself to figure out what you can do to remedy your, all the issues that you're dealing with this condition. So basically, you're using your physician, your general practitioner, as a reference point to then go take that and apply it to your own way of healing. And that's what I did. I didn't want to necessarily say, hey, I'm holistic. I'm not going to see anybody. I'm going to stay home and never see anybody. I never did that. But what I did was I would go and see a physician, get my clearance, and then I would go home and do my own research. That's aligned with who I am and what I do in my own daily life. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense, and I hope that helps you a little bit. But we do have to take the doctor's expertise and their level of training, but then we do need to apply it to our own lifestyle. Okay. I think Trude, she got some, I responded on that message, so I will keep going about the flying. This is Norman. I have been suffering with sinus infection signs or congestion, and when I rinse or blow my nose, that has settled down now. I'm struggling now with buzzing in my right ear, and some of my hearing is gone. I do suffer from tinnitus and bilateral HF hearing loss. I can't equalize the pressure in my tubes and cannot pop my ear. Yeah, Norman. This is I'm going to tell you, my biggest problem was the equalization of the ears was a terrible problem with me. It gave me vertigo, it gave me dizziness, and that's what it seems like you're dealing with. You're going to have to clear out, obviously, in this sense here, sinus infection. I'm sure you're probably on an antibiotic, and you probably have been on one. And if you haven't been on one, that might be because the fact that it sounds like you've been talking to your physician and your doctor, and they've indicated that you do have indeed a sinus infection. In that sense, that's a little tricky, because you want to make sure the infection is gone before anything else, because you don't want that to get any more severe than it is. And indicating that you had green phlegm, that tells me, obviously, yes, it is an infection. The thing about it is, and this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you from my point of view too as well, because I don't want to be on here, I don't want to give off the vibe that I'm diagnosing or any of this stuff. I want to give a disclaimer and say I am not the physician, but I will tell you what I did. What I did was I boosted up my probiotics. This is true here. Because the problem is when you're on the antibiotics, it's eating away your good bacteria as well. It's helping you get rid of that infection, but it's just tearing apart your good gut bacteria. So what I did is I boosted my probiotics. I boosted my vitamin K. I boosted my vitamin C. And I can leave in the description of how you can, what products, I mean, in terms of products, but I mean, what terms of drinks that you can take, food that you can eat, because there is nothing better than getting vitamins from healthy and fresh vegetables and fruits. And so the infection part, I did get an infection at the early signs, at the very beginning. But once I did get on, I'm trying to think, I think I was on amoxicillin at the beginning. And then after that, I did my 7-day or whatever it was, the infection did go away. And then after that, I had to really boost up my vitamins and then get my nutrients in. And that's probably what you're going to have to do consistently and consecutively to be able to keep this infection away. Once your nasal passages are nice and clear, you're getting the clear phlegm again, and you're feeling better, because first step is you want to get rid of that infection. That's why we really can't dive too deep into that. But I will tell you, changing your diet, boosting your immunity. Look into selenium as well for immunity. That's something that's going to really help you keep your immunity up. Sorry, folks, I'm struggling here. You really want to start boosting yourself up with that, and that's what I did. I took elderberry, selenium, good healthy gut bacteria, probiotics, apple cider vinegar, kombucha. And I realized doing that consistently, I started feeling better and the infection stayed away. Thank goodness. Okay, Debbie says, thank you for adding me. I've had crackling ears, fullness, and muffled hearing for 3 months. Now, since I had COVID, doctor keeps telling me to give it time to clear. I just want to cry. I can't help. Can anyone help? I tried. Yeah. And histamine. Debbie, I can tell you right now, I've been there. The muffledness and the fullness is awful. It's underrated on how bad that actually feels. It sounds like some people might just say, it's just a small annoyance. But it throws everything off. It throws your equilibrium off. It throws your sense of clarity off. It just, you can't do anything. Even working out is terrible. Debbie, I will tell you right now, your doctor is saying, give it time to clear. 3 months is a pretty long time though. So we're going to have to emphasize what that doctor is stating as far as give it time, because it sounds like you've given it time. And the crackling is, when you say crackling, that really makes me think about what I was dealing with. And again, I'm going to tell you what I experienced. When you say crackling, for me, it was the jaw. And this might be a perfect case of that. When I was dealing with that, I was hearing a lot of crackling. And it's funny because near the jaw, not really funny, but near the jaw, I will say around the jaw joints on both sides, I was hearing crackling, mostly the left. That really gave me a indication that this might not be Eustachian tube related, in the sense that my jaw is killing me here. So what I did is I started focusing on the jaw muscles, started focusing on relaxing the jaw, and I realized that crackling slowly went away. And with the jaw being relaxed and being healed, the muffling stopped. Then the fullness stopped. And so, Debbie, I just want to tell you that focus on your jaw muscles. Focus on what you're doing with your jaw. Are you clenching? Do you have and this is something that might wake a lot of you up. Have you had any dental work done? Was there a wisdom tooth issue that you're dealing with? These could be all things that you can dig into. And I'm going to tell you this stuff as key points, but then you have to go and do your research as well, okay? But think about that. It could be related to jaw muscle problems. And these are, if this is untreated, it's going to affect your ear. It's going to affect the Eustachian tube. So think about that for a minute and leave me a comment if that's something that that you have already explored, or something you will explore, or it might help you. All right, Ida, I hope I'm saying that correctly. I just want to see if anyone can help me. I have had ETD for almost 5 years, and today I went to the dentist and had a filling done in my lower tooth. After that, the pressure in my ear increased even more. Do you think Eustachian tube could be related to teeth? Because I used to think that pressure in my ear might be due to my teeth. Yes, I don't even have to click the comment. I know that I see there's 4 comments there. I'm not going to even click it, because I will tell you it does. And here's the reason why I will tell you personally why I feel it does, is because if you have a tooth near the back where your Eustachian tube is, and there's an infection in that tooth, you've had work done on that tooth. Let's say you had a root canal done in that tooth. And these are true stories from myself as well. Let's say you had a root canal done, but let's say maybe you didn't get the cap put on it. These are just examples. You didn't get you had the root canal done, and obviously you have to cover it up either with a crown or a temporary crown at the beginning, and then, a permanent crown. If that's not corrected in a timely manner, it can become a problem. And the problem is the fact that your tooth is essentially exposed. And then there's a lot of nerves that are near where your jawline is there. And if you continuously put that off, and I'm not saying that you're doing this, Ida, at all, but I'm just giving an example that your tooth definitely can have an impact on your Eustachian tube. I can tell you right now, I wish I could prove it to everybody, but it does, in my opinion. It does. You can have a terrible infection, the abscess in the tooth. It can travel through the nerves. It can give you fullness in the ear. It can build inflammation up in the inside of the gums and the teeth, and it can affect the ear. I will tell you that right now. Yes. So go back, just stay with your dentist, stay with what you're doing. Try to do little things like, for me, I did peroxide rinses, keep potential infections down. Obviously, just stayed on top of flossing. Hopefully, if you have no pain, you can use a water pick. Make sure there's nothing in your tooth area. Now, you want to make sure you only do that if you're not feeling pain and you don't have a tooth exposed. But water pick is great. I'm losing my train of thought here. Hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, and water. Things that you can do. Listerine, and I always say the gold Listerine. That's the one that really works. So think about that, and let me know. Leave a comment if that works for you. Laura Smith says, I was driving today and suddenly there was a huge pop in my ear. Fullness of pressure disappeared. My hearing was weird for a bit, but then settled down. Does this mean ETD has corrected itself? It can mean a lot of things. If there was no pain, that's great. If you felt the pop, it could be your tubes are healing. That's absolutely correct. You do want to make sure, I personally, if you're feeling good, feel good. Just don't overthink it. But I would also double check if you do have an ENT doctor. I would just go see them just to make sure everything's good. Get your clean bill of health. Say, hey, I feel good. The results look good. And then you can just move on from there. But celebrate it, of course, if you're feeling good and you don't feel pain, you don't have any discharge. Those are things that are worth celebrating for, especially since you've probably been dealing with this for quite some time. Or if not, you've been dealing with it, period. So it doesn't matter how long it was. Lisa said, good morning, group. This Monday can't come fast enough. I go to ENT. So I wonder, so there's only one day ago, Lisa. I hope, I'm going to be thinking about how that visit is going for you. Please keep us posted on that. I won't say too much because you're already going to go see the ENT. So I will comment after you tell us how it went. Sally, in the last 7 days, I went to PVT ENT who scooped some earwax out with an odd tool. I carried out before I went to GP last Tuesday. Now, folks, sorry, I'm just reading this kind of quickly for the purpose of time. I don't want to have everybody waiting here. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to, Sally, I'm going to have to talk with you. It sounds like you're getting a lot of, and you've been dealing with this for so long. Yeah, we will probably have to discuss this more. offline, but I will tell you this. Yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah, I was told many times that there's fluid in my ear, and I understand that. But it's like it's always the same thing. Fluid, but not really what can I do about it? It was the main question, besides take medication. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating because it's like that's what you're being told over and over, but yet it's not taking care of the problem. Yeah, and you've been dealing with this for quite some time. So you're going to have to keep us posted on that. And we're going to have to really resurface this a little bit, because it sounds like you're getting a run around and not really getting the answers that you want. But guess what, Sally? I am working on getting, when I say that I'm working on getting a physician, and I mean that. And what I mean by this isn't going to be you having to fly back and forth to the doctors all the time to get some kind of results, some kind of answers. This professional is going to be able to answer a lot of your questions for you. We live in a remote world now, so hopefully this helps you a little bit as a resource. So I will keep all of you posted on that. Let's see what Quentin says here. Mucinex or Sudafed. Better ever since going to naturopath. I'm on supplements using red light therapy. There you go. Saunas and nasal spray. Quentin, you're doing the right things. And as far as Mucinex or Sudafed, it's a preference, I would say. I can't really comment on that. I will say, me though, personally, I got a lot of relief when I did take Sudafed. So that's all I'll say for that one. And John's new to the group. Hello, John. I put you in my last video. Let's see, I didn't get a chance to really address what you were saying. You had 10 days of immense pressure, mostly in your left ear. You're taking prednisone, not much relief. Not coming out of the nose, both ears crack, and sometimes painful aches. John, I will tell you this, and I'll say this again. Yours may have something to do with your jaw muscle. I know this sounds like a broken record, but every time I hear the word crack and crackling, I will say focus on where your posture is, where your jaw is at. Are you clenching? A lot of times we clench in our sleep. So I will say you're in the right area as far as being in the group and mini groups about ETD. You're in the ballpark. But I will tell you personally, focus on where your jaw's at. Think of research something called the masseter muscle. If you're on my YouTube channel as well, I've did tons of videos on that. Just type my name, or you could type Jaye Wellness Studio with jaw muscles, Jaye Wellness Studio. You'll get probably a bunch of my videos pop up. Start there, John, and see if that helps you out. And I definitely want to make sure that we get some relief for you. And you said you had a sinus infection on the 15th. I'm going to say that doesn't have much to do. I'm not going to say much, but I'm going to say that's probably unrelated. But we're going to keep our eyes open for you. And like I said, research the jaw muscle and the masseter muscle. And tell me what you think back. Comment back if that's helped. If you see anything on there related to that might be your situation. And again, I'll end it right here with my thank you, True, with your message. And then I'll end it right here with my message I just left yesterday. So I just wanted to, I didn't even get a chance to go into the other groups. I think I'll save that video for later. I'm going to be doing these. I think these are helpful. I'm going to go through and just address everybody's comment verbally. I think this is more personal. So feel free to leave your comments on the main page here. So as I go through, I can find yours and address yours. I'm going to try to do these daily if I can. And let me know again, if you guys are not a part of the Jaye Wellness Studio, feel free to hop on there. I spend a lot of time editing on there. I'm posting every day. So hope I can talk with all of you shortly. Okay, everybody, I just wanted to drop in and respond to some of your messages. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to leave them either in the group or on the YouTube channel. I typically check the YouTube channel more frequently because I'm constantly uploading on there and leaving comments on there. So definitely we'll get back to you all. So, all right, everybody, take care. And remember, being well is feeling well. Take care. Talk to you soon.